There are only a few families in the history of New York that can claim multiple members of their dynasty had a direct impact on the city that never sleeps. Sure, we've all learned about and marveled at monikers like Rockefeller, Vanderbilt, Carnegie, and Astor. However, what if I was to tell you that there's one family you might never have heard of, who've not only helped turn that small Dutch trading post on the tip of Manhattan into the Big Apple, but they also, since before America was even a country, had a direct hand in building up the United States military dominance, commercial development from coast to coast, and even arguably created the modern American aviation industry, all while snapping up the most impressive collection of artworks and opulent museums New York has ever seen. Indeed, in the pantheon of families in America, we could term old money. There's only one that has accomplished all of that and more, the Whitneys. In today's video at Old Money Luxury, we'll tell you the good, the bad, and the luxury of this illustrious dynasty as we unveil the old money family who own New York's art scene. The storied lineage of the Whitney family, a name that would become synonymous with ambition, innovation, and enterprise throughout the entire history of the United States, begins with John Whitney, born in Westminster, London, in 1592. His immigration to America during the Puritan Great Migration of the mid-17th century likely involved seeking opportunities and religious freedom, aligning with the aspirations of many Puritans of his time. You see, life in 17th century America was demanding for the Puritans, defined by a harsh New England climate and an often unforgiving landscape. However, the Puritan ethos, underpinned by values like community, hard work, and education, gave rise to a unique, innovative spirit. They were not only responsible for founding some of the first schools and colleges in America, including Harvard University, but also for instilling in their descendants a tireless pursuit of success. This innovative and entrepreneurial spirit helped to lay the groundwork for several major old money dynasties of Puritan lineage, such as the Astors, the Cabots, the Lowells, and the Whitneys. These families, carrying forward the legacy of their Puritan forebears, not only made significant contributions to American industry, finance, and trade, but also were patrons of arts and culture. The Whitneys, for example, invested heavily in various cultural endeavors. Their appreciation of education and moral enrichment, stemming from their Puritan roots, eventually led to substantial investment in art. Now, the Whitney family mansion, the Elms built in Watertown in 1710, would eventually stand as a lasting symbol of the family's prominence and success. Indeed, the early Whitney family's strong work ethic helped set the stage for business triumphs during an era when America was still finding its bearings. For example, Asa Whitney, a descendant of the prominent family, was an early visionary in recognizing the monumental potential of railroads in America. His fervent advocacy, though not resulting in direct construction, ignited public interest and led to the realization of the Union Pacific's opening in 1869. The importance of railroads to the development of modern America cannot be overstated. They became the lifeblood of the economy, accelerating industrial growth, connecting distant regions, and creating opportunities for millions. In particular, the Whitney family's role in this transformation exemplifies their lasting impact on the nation. Asa's vision for railroads, combined with the family's broader entrepreneurial spirit, contributed significantly to shaping the interconnected, prosperous America we know today, reflecting the family's legacy of innovation and progress. Additionally, Eli Whitney Jr., born in 1765, was a revolutionary figure who transformed the antebellum South with his invention of the cotton gin. Though he believed his invention would reduce the need for enslaved labor, it paradoxically strengthened the economic foundation of slavery by increasing the efficiency of cotton production. After losing profits to patent infringement, Whitney's innovative spirit led him to manufacture muskets for the U.S. Army, a pursuit he continued until his death in 1825, leaving an indelible mark on American industry. Furthermore, in 1885, the Whitney family's influence on America's development continued with William Collins Whitney's appointment as U.S. Secretary of the Navy. His belief in domestically produced warships being superior or equal to foreign-made ones guided a transformative era in naval modernization. Under his leadership, naval appropriations more than doubled, enabling the construction of advanced steel steamships and modern guns. His strategic vision, commitment to innovation, and belief in American manufacturing capability played a pivotal role in the nation's emergence as a global maritime power. Ships like the battleship Maine, constructed during his tenure, became symbols of American naval might, and his efforts set the stage for the United States' prominent role during the Spanish-American War and beyond. Thus, the Whitneys, in their essence, encapsulate the very spirit of American old money. With roots reaching back to the country's Puritan beginnings, they played an essential role in shaping America's financial and military might. Their influence extends even to the concept of the US fulfilling its manifest destiny from coast to coast. But the close of the 19th century was merely a chapter in their storied legacy. The Whitney influence was poised for further expansion, setting the stage for an alliance with one of the Gilded Age's most distinguished families. The next masterstroke in their saga was yet to be played, a fitting continuation of a family that had already scripted some of the most legendary pages in the young nation's history. As the 20th century dawned, the union of two powerful American families signaled a new era of influence and innovation. On August 25, 1896, Gertrude Vanderbilt of the wealthy Vanderbilt clan married Harry Payne Whitney from the aforementioned Whitneys. Their offspring, Cornelius Vanderbilt Whitney, would inherit a fortune from both family lines and forge a path as a successful businessman in his own right. Cornelius Vanderbilt Whitney's influence would reach soaring heights in the field of commercial aviation. As one of the founders of Pan American Airways, established in 1927, he played a vital role in transforming the industry. Pan Am, with its pioneering spirit, became instrumental in introducing jet aircraft for commercial use, setting new standards for the entire aviation world. Whitney's backing, alongside other investors like William Avery Rockefeller III of the legendary Rockefeller dynasty, supported one trip in creating the Aviation Corporation of America, which later evolved into Pan American World Airways. Before World War II, Pan Am stood alone as America's international airline and continued to define commercial flight by employing innovative technologies and aircraft types like the Boeing 707 and Boeing 747. These advances allowed Pan Am to offer unprecedented capacity and range, flying more passengers with fewer stops than their competitors. Pan Am's relentless pursuit of modernization and its significant contributions to commercial aviation had a lasting impact socially, politically, and economically. Its efforts helped shrink the world, changing global culture and leaving a legacy that continues to influence the industry. Though the airline faced financial hurdles and ceased operations in 1991, its pioneering spirit and groundbreaking contributions remain a vital chapter in aviation history. So, the Whitneys, having already achieved so much, took their influence to new heights, literally. They helped usher not just America but the entire world into the jet age, propelling humanity into the sky. Yet, even as Cornelius was reshaping the stratosphere, his family was about to stamp an even larger historic imprint back down on Earth. Now, the story of how the Whitney family permeated the artistic fabric of the 20th century finds its muse in Gertrude Vanderbilt Whitney, a prominent sculptor, patron, and collector. Her passion and influence shaped not only her own legacy, but an entire era of American art. Gertrude's artistic journey began in earnest in 1907 and continued until her death in 1942. In those pivotal years, she established herself as a leading patron of American art, fostering talents that might otherwise have gone unrecognized. In 1914, her vision led her to create the Whitney Studio in Greenwich Village, a haven for contemporary artists whose groundbreaking work was often overlooked by traditional academies. This institution became an incubator for creativity, giving voice to the once voiceless. Her personal collection, growing to over 500 pieces by 1929, was a testament to her dedication. When her generous offer to donate these pieces to the Metropolitan Museum of Art was rebuffed, she took matters into her own hands, founding the Whitney Museum of American Art in 1930. This institution, opened in 1931, has since become a beacon of modern and contemporary American art. From Edward Hopper's iconic works Early Sunday Morning and Nighthawks to Jasper Johns's Three Flags and Louise Bourgeois' Quarantania, The Whitney Museum stands as a repository of diverse styles and subjects that reflect the richness of America's artistic landscape. And Gertrude Vanderbilt Whitney's connection to the art world extended beyond mere collecting. Her support for emerging artists, particularly those like Robert Henry of the Ashcan School, fostered an environment where creativity thrived. Yet the Whitneys' artistic legacy need not remain confined to those of old money lineage. Today, art investing is accessible to a broader audience, thanks to our sponsors at Masterworks. Rather than railroads or aviation, investment in masterpieces by Picasso, Monet, and Banksy can now become a reality. Masterworks has made this once exclusive world attainable, offering investment in paintings, allowing access without millions. With more than 800,000 users and over $800 million invested in SEC-qualified offerings, this groundbreaking approach has democratized fine art investing. They've had 15 sales to date, with each returning a net positive return to their investors. And as with any investment, performance of realized exits is not representative of artwork that has not yet sold and is not indicative of future results. Now I've created a Masterworks account but haven't invested just yet. But this modern twist on investment captures the spirit of innovation that Gertrude Vanderbilt Whitney embodied. It's a connection between the old world of patronage and a new age of accessibility, encapsulating the enduring legacy of the Whitney family's contribution to the art world. Their embrace of art not only shaped a century of artistic expression, but opened a new chapter in how art is experienced, collected, and ultimately shared. Use the exclusive link in the description to skip the waitlist and get started today. Now, when the phrase old money is mentioned in the context of New York, the Rockefeller name inevitably comes to the fore. However, it is equally important to acknowledge the Whitney family, who have been central to the philanthropic and cultural fabric of New York City. While both the Rockefellers and the Whitneys have a storied history of philanthropic endeavors, their focuses differ. The Rockefellers have long directed their philanthropy towards a broad spectrum of areas, including education, healthcare, and the arts. Their influence permeates various institutions, reflecting a commitment to social welfare and cultural enrichment. The Whitney family, on the other hand, has been especially passionate about supporting the arts. The Whitney Museum of American Art has been pivotal in championing American art and artists at a time when European art often overshadowed local talents. Yet the Whitney family's support has not stopped at the museum. Their ongoing endeavors include initiatives like the Whitney Family Foundation, focused on organ donor registration services and medical research. So, while the Rockefellers may be more widely recognized, the Whitney family's cultural contributions to New York are undeniable and deserve recognition. However, their influence has not been without controversy. Over the years, the Whitneys have faced criticisms regarding their sway over cultural institutions and the arts. The Whitney Museum itself has been at the center of various disputes, such as the backlash for displaying a portrait of Emmett Till by a white artist during a Whitney biennial. This, along with instances of acquiring artworks at discounted prices without artists' consent, has led to public consternation. Moreover, the Whitney family's substantial influence in the art world has been critiqued for potentially overshadowing the impact of other individuals and groups. Specific controversies, like threats from family members to disinherit the museum over a piece accused of trivializing the Holocaust, have fueled public debates, further fanned by political figures like New York Mayor Rudolph Giuliani. Yet despite these controversies and the complexities of navigating their significant cultural footprint, the Whitney family's commitment to the arts persists in the 21st century. Their enduring impact on art institutions and cultural initiatives continues to shape the artistic landscape of New York. The duality of their legacy, marked by both significant contributions and public scrutiny, presents a nuanced view of a family deeply entwined with the city's cultural evolution, embodying both the triumphs and challenges of philanthropy in the arts. These days, under the glittering lights of New York's vibrant cultural landscape, descendants of Gertrude Vanderbilt Whitney continue to weave their influence into the 21st century. Notable members such as Flora Miller Biddle and Fiona Donovan have maintained the family's artistic legacy, significantly contributing to the Whitney Museum of American Art's growth and development. Flora Miller Biddle, Gertrude's granddaughter, served as the museum's president, steering its evolution and reinforcing its position as a cultural beacon. Fiona Donovan, another descendant, has also played a vital role, echoing the family's enduring commitment to the arts. Additionally, Wheelock Lock Whitney III, an influential art collector and dealer, has furthered the family's artistic patronage through his contributions of notable 18th and 19th century paintings to the Metropolitan Museum of Art. Now, Eli Whitney Debevoise II, another powerful member of the Whitneys, has extended the family's influence into international finance and law, serving as the U.S. executive director of the controversial World Bank Group and a partner at law firm Arnold & Porter LLP. Gertrude's descendant Phyllis Whitney's literary prowess brought a different dimension to the family's prominence. An award-winning mystery writer, her more than 70 novels made her an enduring figure in American literature. And Benson Whitney's diplomatic service as the United States ambassador to Norway and his venture capital endeavors further showcase the family's extensive power plays, intricately linked with American governance and innovation. This tapestry of influence, woven through art, literature, governance, and philanthropy, paints a picture of a family deeply intertwined with the cultural, social, and political fabric of New York and beyond. Literally since the days of the Puritans, before the country was founded, the Whitneys have found a way to outwit, outdo, and indeed outlast many other so-called old money families throughout every epoch of American history. And now, we'd like to see you in the comments. Have you ever heard of the Whitneys or visited one of their museums? We can't wait to hear from you. And if you'd like to take a part in building your own old money art empire, be sure to check out Masterworks below. We appreciate your viewership as always, and cheers until next time.